Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness some scenes from the next attraction to play this theater. This picture, truly one of the most unusual ever filmed, contains scenes which under no circumstances should be viewed by anyone with a heart condition or anyone who is easily upset. We urgently recommend that if you are such a person or the parent of a young or impressionable child now in attendance, that you and the child leave the auditorium for the next 90 seconds.
Tonight on the Video Nasty Project, we bring you a story about deranged killers on the run from the law, a helpless girl trapped in their clutches, and I was doing so well until I got to invalid, and her invalid grandfather trapped in their farmhouse. We bring you Axe, from the same director who apparently also brought you Kidnapped Coed and Bloody Brothers, Frederick Friedel. Pretty underrated classic. Let's go take a look.
You're only a virgin once, until you kill, and kill, and kill again. What irresistible power did she possess to lure men into her den of torture? She needed men to satisfy her insatiable bloodlust, and she needed them dead.
This place will do just fine.
She was irresistible, but she was death itself. And death was her first love. Violent, bloody death. And death was her only lover. Violent, bloody, screaming death. Nothing could stop her insatiable bloodlust. Nothing. The virgin slaughter.
Well, go see Grandfather, all right? We'll go see your grandfather. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go upstairs and watch TV with your grandfather. We'll give your grandfather a real good TV show to watch.
She was irresistible, but she was death itself. This beautiful young virgin with the soul of the devil himself. The virgin slaughter. Death was her only lover. The virgin slaughter.
Alrighty, we just got done seeing X. I'm Tony.
I'm Brad.
We'll try this again. Hang on a second. Take two. That was a terrible. So we just got done.
You bad.
Me bad.
Take three.
Alright. So we just got done seeing Axe. I'm Tony.
I'm Brad.
I'm Ashley.
Otherwise known as Thunder and Lightning from now on. So, Axe, a.k.a. Lisa, a.k.a. the Virgin Slaughter, a.k.a. the California Axe Massacre.
It wasn't in California, it was South Carolina.
No, I know, but they were playing it so that it was...
Yeah.
They were playing off Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously.
Overall, I liked it.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us about it? We'll just walk through the movie step by step.
Well, it's pretty basic criminal exploitation film.
Well, it starts out with these three guys coming up to an apartment to beat the sausages out of two. Well, we think they never said they're gay. They're cross-dressers. I don't know what the hell.
It's implied that they're gay.
But the thing is, we don't really know why they're there. Feel free to jump in anytime and tell me what the hell they're doing there.
Yeah, I mean, the one guy could be gay. It's implied that he owed them money or something.
I don't know where you guys are getting money from. I never got money out of this.
Or maybe he double-crossed them. Or maybe they were getting him because he's gay.
They knew him. They had keys to his apartment.
And, I mean, they knew they had name recognition between the guys, so they obviously knew what the hell they were, they were.
And the guy had a gun.
Yeah,
both parties had a gun.
Yeah, both parties had guns.
Mm-hmm.
The guy they beat up, and had a gun, and he was about to pull it on him.
Right.
But there's no mention of why they're actually there.
And then they
Which is
beat
a
him to
great-
death with a doll.
Yeah, they beat him to death, and it
And they
seems
shoved
like
the cigar in his mouth.
Right.
Yeah,
A lit cigar.
and they cut his face at one point.
No, he just slapped him.
No, he's bleeding.
He was bleeding, but he gave him the psh.
A bitch slap.
He gave him a bitch slap.
Oh, he was bleeding because he got slapped
Yeah,
really
I think.
hard.
I don't know. Well, you didn't have
Yeah.
a knife or nothing.
Yeah,
Man,
well,
Anyway,
at any rate.
all right. So the three guys they beat the sausage out of the gay guy, and the other gay guy jumps out the window.
Now, why'd you do that? It's 12th floor.
It's only 9.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to get beaten to
Right.
death.
And then they go drive off. And the one, so there you've got Steele, who was the leader. You've got
Lomax.
Lomax.
Fussing with his nails. Fussing with his nails.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
no,
yes.
fastidious.
Steele is very fastidious.
Then you had Lomax, who was the big heavy dude, and then you had Billy, who was the fro guy, and he was the one who has the guilty conscience.
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah,
They
the kid.
they continually call him kid until
Or
about
boy.
halfway into the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid or boy. And then they start calling him Billy later on when they start getting more familiar with the surroundings of this farmhouse where they go.
And then they go into a convenience store to get some food.
Right.
They harass the clerk. They humiliate her, shoot at her.
And they shoot at her melons.
The,
They're
yeah.
all- yeah.
No,
And-
and the melons doesn't water the not her melon melons.
Yeah,
Get at the
but-
convenience store.
And then they go and they try and find a place to hide out and basically do a home invasion
Right.
on the main character, who basically
Lisa.
Lisa,
Lisa.
who basically goes and kills them later.
Yeah, she takes care of her ailing, high elderly grandfather, is invalid in a chair. He spends all day watching, or at least he spends all day in front of a TV. It's unknown if he actually knows what's going on half the time.
He
although
seems
does
pretty
react-
aware.
I mean, he reacts to stuff, obviously. But a lot of the time, I think he might just be playing, not dumb, but just not reacting, so they don't do anything to him.
Right.
It clearly, he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
When violence around him erupts, he has reactions. His eyes move. He shakes with fear. So I think sometimes he's just playing dumb in order to keep from being roughed up.
Yeah.
Or that one. I mean, but he was also kind of in a state of catatonia before the bad guys showed
Yeah.
up. When Lisa was giving him the eggs and stuff.
And
So
he's an ex-World War II veteran, a colonel, so maybe he's been in a state of catatonia for several decades. Who knows? Or he might have he might be experiencing,
There's
some
a-
kind of form of PTSD.
Yeah.
Or
They never really explain it.
Yeah.
Although
well, and
they-
that's the thing.
dementia.
That's the thing about the movie. They never explain anything. They don't explain why Lisa is alone. Why is she just kind of out of touch with the world? Is she got some Asperger's thing? Does she have some sort of dementia going on? What's up with Dad? Why the three guys are busting in on the apartment?
who the mystery guy is.
Who the mystery guys who runs
in the
away?
house.
There's a dude who runs up to the window and then
Never seen
splits.
again.
Why the cops show up? Because the cops were never called and the cops weren't after these guys. There's a whole bunch of
Why
enigma.
the hell Billy is with these other two guys? He doesn't even fit with them,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a nice guy. Yeah.
relatively.
Yeah, and then she goes and gives her captors 40 whacks.
Yeah, the good old 40 whacks.
Yeah.
Technically, there's a lot of good things about it. The lighting is excellent. The mood setting, the music. I mean, it's a good film in terms of cinematography.
Oh yeah, the Friedel. I mean, the way he lit like the grandfather with here he is kind of just doing, and like the light just kind of across his eyes. The shot, the Lisa's on the stairs and she's looking down at the three guys, and just the way the composition on the handrail is and the lighting.
And the way the opening shot with the house.
Yeah,
and
and
the
the sunset.
Oh yeah, beautifully composed.
Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, it was brilliant.
But the plotting leaves a little something to be desired.
I disagree. I think the plotting was exactly what it needed to be.
I mean, the sequences were well paced at least, and it is a relatively modest running time.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and 7 minutes.
And they do excellent pacing. The way they build up suspense is was quite well done.
And the violence is relatively tame. So a lot of it is implied.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only reason this wound up on the video nasty list was because of the name, the lurid title and the lurid cover. If it was going by Lisa, nobody would have given it a second thought.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
It's no more bloody than... It's pretty tame blood.
Yeah.
And it's not even realistic looking blood. I mean, this is like melted red and orange crayon blood.
Oh yeah, the old
You know,
Kensington gore.
Yeah, the old 3M or pre-Roscoe blood that just looks fake.
But I think the fake looking surreal blood adds to the kind of dreamlike quality of the movie.
It's
definitely.
It's part of its own. It's part of that continuum of movies that use that color. They always had the more.
There's
heightened
also the
reality.
ketchup and the tomato soup, which were, I mean, both of which were really well done, with contrasting with the fake blood.
Yeah.
I mean, the color of both of those foods was a little more intense than usual.
It was hyper real.
And I think, speaking of the ketchup, I think the ketchup scene. So what happens is that the three are terrorizing the poor convenience store worker, and they get her in the corner and they start doing the William Tell thing.
With apples.
With apples. And then you cut to Steele, who you hear the gunshot and you hear her scream, and you pan over and there's this like river of obviously fake. I mean, it might as well be ketchup. And you instantly start thinking, oh, this is just a special effects failure. It pans up. Oh no, it was ketchup. He shot the bottle above her head and
splattered it all over.
So I thought that was really clever.
So did I. I love that bit. And then they continue the symbolism of it later with the tomato soup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which kind of has this really intense color for tomato soup.
Or was it blood? We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
well,
the
they
thing.
did find the ring.
But was that Lisa just fucking with Billy?
Because Billy's eating this tomato soup, but he's not actually like eating all of it. I mean, he keeps like sipping at it like there's something wrong with it.
Not being a cannibal, I don't know, but I would imagine you would taste the difference between soup and blood.
I would hope so. Especially soup that's not made out of meat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know. Another thing I noticed is the axe was everywhere. They do foreshadowing with the butchering of the chicken.
Right.
And then it's like there's multiple axes. They're all of the same design, but they're all over the house.
Or are they the same axe?
Well, the thing is when Lisa and Billy are out in the woods, they pass by an axe covered in blood, wedged into a tree
just embedded in the log,
stump, which I assume was after she killed a chicken or something. Or was it? I mean, because the blood looked kind of fresh, and they'd been there for a while.
And what the hell's this axe doing way out in the middle of the woods? She wouldn't take a chicken out there to slaughter it, so why was
also the scene where she does the chicken in is closer to the house.
Yeah, it's right up near the house.
It's closer to the chicken run.
And these two are out in the woods, probably not that far from the house, but far enough away that makes you go, what?
Yeah, by the big boulder, which you can't see from the house.
Right. So obviously that was quite a distance away. So there are at least there's at least two axes.
Mm-hmm. I think there's 4.
Yeah, there's probably I counted at least 3.
Yeah.
So it lives up to a title. When it says axe, it gives you the axe.
Yeah.
It gives you what you asked for.
Yeah. There's some weird things about her behavior that definitely don't add up. I mean, there's the bit where you see the eggs in the refrigerator after she's collected them.
Right.
And they're not in a bowl or in an egg carton or anything like that.
They're just scattered on a rack.
And and some of them are broken open.
Well, they see that later.
But the thing is, when Lomax comes into the house for the first time, she's dunking her cookies in the milk, and she's gone off. Lomax comes in, the cookies are knocked over, the milk's knocked over, the cookies and crumbles, and the pot where she was boiling the milk for Granddad is tipped over. So what the hell's going on there?
Yeah.
And then the eggs are smashed later on, so she has some sort of issues. I don't know.
Well, also things are put away weird too, and it's like. Huh. You know, and oh, well, the other thing is with the milk, we don't actually see her giving the milk to her grandfather. She's just heating it up. It's like, does she? And then there's the sandwich. She gives Steele. Is there anything in the slices
two
of
slices
bread?
of bread,
Or is it
I-
two slices of
yeah.
bread?
Or so what happens is he goes and says Steele comes in and says, hey, give me something to eat, and she goes and fiddles with a couple of slices, but put the plate down and throws the bread down. Now Lisa's out of it, so that just might be the way she serves when you ask for food, or is this a big middle finger to you want something to eat? Boom, here's your fucking bread.
Yeah, who knows? But it's like, is there just bread in it, or is it an actual sandwich with like peanut butter or meat or something?
So it's definitely a very surreal, weird film.
Yeah. And another thing is, we have no explanation of what happened to her parents. Which one is the granddad's child, for example? Why are they not there?
Maybe
With a kind of messed up daughter and a very definite messed up dad. You'd think that there'd be someone a little bit more responsible taking care of them.
Right.
Where the hell are they?
Maybe.
Maybe she killed them. Who knows? They don't explain that, and it adds to the mysterious,
Or maybe,
weird quality of
maybe
this.
she trapped them and one got away.
Who knows?
Wait a second, so the guy that went to the window was her parents?
Maybe her father. Maybe...
That's no more weird than anything else we've got in this damn thing.
But, there's the very distinct possibility this was a longer film as subplot got cut out. For pacing reasons, maybe some of that stuff gets tied up in that.
You know enough about amateur, super extreme, low budget filmmaking to know that every foot of footage is accounted for. They ain't got time to shoot subplots they're going to cut out.
Well, I don't mean anything involved. I'm just thinking maybe the person who knocked over the milk and all that stuff, possibly was the person that did that. Oh, and by the way, your memory card's full.
What?
Yeah.
Mother. All right, so we've got about 10 minutes now after the technical difficulties.
Glad that's over.
Yeah, so let's wrap up.
Well, there's the two little technical glitches, which are kind of obvious. There's one bit where the guy's shadow is on the wall. We don't actually see the guy. We think he's one of the cast people. But it's just like, whoops, and then there's the light.
Yes,
One of you guys want to talk
the
about the
little
light?
barn door light over on the right, and then the actor immediately goes back this way, to his right. The camera kind of pans back.
Whoops!
Whoop! Shouldn't have been there. And I always thought, well, maybe the guy that ran away was the guy that put the light there. You're fired!
All right, anyway, so is this movie nasty?
Not really.
All right.
It's not something I would put on any sort of forbidden list. I definitely would give it like an R rating.
Oh, no, not even
certainly
an
an
R. PG-13. Maybe.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, they didn't really swear that violence isn't really. I mean, there is some moistness to it, but it's not really excessive.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe not something you could run on TV uncut like Halloween, but I would say that it's definitely not as intense as a lot of stuff we were exposed to as kids, like Friday the 13th or something.
So I think, as somebody sitting here going down the video nasty list, and they're like, "Ooh, this sounds good," and they'll be in for a disappointment because they're going in with the wrong mindset. It's a very tranquil, introspective, surreal, not violent movie,
and it's relatively short.
Pretty low body count.
Movies.
Yeah,
low body count, and one of those was pretty much just self-directed.
Yeah.
That suicide.
So yeah, I think pretty much it's the only reason that it wound up on the list was because of the lurid title.
Yeah, and the cover art.
Yeah, and the ridiculously lurid trailer.
Oh, but the trailer is brilliant.
Yeah.
Especially the third one.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh, sexism related stuff.
All right.
Hardly any of that. I mean, there's a bit where they're harassing the sales clerk.
And, I mean, Lomax was attempting to rape Lisa when she killed him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's violence to women, but it's not your Friday the 13th slaughterfest.
It's not horribly offensive.
If anything, it's Lisa doing all the murdering.
Oh, almost all of it.
Pretty much.
there's the one gay guy at the beginning and gets beaten to
Right,
death,
but that's man-on-man violence, not necessarily
exactly.
a sexist, feminist.
Yeah, it's
True.
a bit of potential homophobia.
Yeah.
Assuming going by what?
Assuming that they are in fact gay, which
Yeah.
They never say.
They never say. Imply, never say. So, all right. So let's see. 7 minutes.
How about those Mets? Oh God, I hate sports.
Yeah. So
Oh, it's in South Carolina. We figured that out from little clues in the movie.
A car windshield sticker.
but then they got crazy good reception on the radio then because they had a broadcast of the news from Philadelphia.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that was a weird thing. I don't know. I didn't mention it to you guys when we were watching. So Steele is attacking Lisa at the very end of the movie. Spoiler, by the way. And they have they're in front of the television and the horse race.
races,
That weird
yeah.
horse
Yeah.
race. And I kept, is this some sort of Paradise by the Dashboard Light meatloaf thing where it's building up to a climax? And I mean,
What was the name of the horse they kept talking about?
Firecracker or Cracker Jack or something. And
Yeah.
and
It was a parallel thing.
yes, it was a parallel thing, but it wasn't quite. It was kind of a parallel that did this.
Yeah. That was a weird scene.
That was
Yeah.
kind of funny. It was very, very telling. That's kind of like the whole Blade Runner chess game. You know, you know what's going to happen based on the chess moves.
Yeah.
In Blade Runner, they kind of just give away the rest of the movie that way. Yeah.
So, do you like it?
Yeah. I'd watch it again.
I need to watch it. Well, we watched it twice actually, so you would watch it again. You did watch it again. Would you watch it a third time?
Yeah, but not immediately.
All right. Did you like it?
Oh yeah. It was entertaining enough. You know, this time I was fully awake for it.
That always
Yeah,
helps.
that's a plus.
Yeah. Well, fatigue will wipe you out. Sometime. So yeah, I'd probably watch it again to get some of the stuff I missed. Whatever.
Right. And I'm certainly, that is not a waste of I think I paid about $15 for it. I got it on a Severance sale.
And it's a double feature.
And it's a
Yeah.
double feature, yeah, because
We don't even know how good the other one is. We haven't watched it yet.
I watched it. I
Oh.
cheated.
Oh.
I know.
Oh! Yeah,
I
it's good music.
liked the music.
Oh yeah, and again, I guess the musicians died in a car wreck right after they did the second feature on the. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, no, they were talking about it in the extras. I listened to a little bit of the commentary.
Oh, that's sad. They did such a good job.
That sucks. Because I liked the opening music with the piano and.
Oh yeah, the
and
opening music was really nice.
Simple organ. And the photography is just gorgeous. I mean, the sunset or sunrise of that first shot with the house. I just fell in love with that.
Well, I like the lighting where the three guys were just cruising along between after the convenience store and before they get to Lisa's house.
Well, apparently it looked clear that they used a lot of natural light.
Oh
As is
definitely.
necessary in low budget films and there's a good balance between light and dark in this film. It doesn't overwhelm one way or the other. So there's not a lot of stuff that sticks out. Although there's some artifacts, video artifacts, as you're gonna get with something that old.
The color scale's a little off in some places, but
especially with a film that old. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to get exactly what you had, but it looked just gorgeous anyway. So yeah, I would recommend this one. To people to check out if you want something that's intense but not overly gory and sick. I mean, this would be like in contrast to Slaughtered Vomit Dolls, which I just consider like just crap.
although there is one one thing that grossed me out was where after Lisa chops up Lomax, she gets back in bed with her nightgown still bloody and lies on bloody sheets, and I'm just like, ew.
Got to work on those social skills, baby.
Yeah, at least she can do
Learn
is
to
change
call the somebody to clean this stuff up.
change the sheets and change your nightgown so you're not sleeping in blood.
Yeah, but it would have soaked through to the bed by that time. So she's sleeping on a fresh linen over a pool of blood.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
She can flip the mattress.
Oh yeah, there we go. Flipped mattress. An exercise in Betty Terror.
All right, we're just bullshitting at this point. So, final thought? Final thought? All right. 3 thumbs up all around from us. So,
Yep.
There you go.
Well, a trip worth taking.
All right.
America, my land, your land. But will it always remain America the Beautiful? Pollution, a threat to life and health, not to mention one of our greatest natural resources, the scenic beauty of our land. Starting now, we must all pitch in to clean up our country before it's too late. America the Beautiful depends on you.
There we go. That's another Video Nasty out of the way. Our third, fourth, something like that. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had as much fun watching this as we did putting together. These things are turning out to be a blast. If you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe our stuff, because we have very meaningless existences and it would help validate us immensely. And be sure to check back in here again next time when we get another video off the shelf. Until then, catch you later. Oh, and we ran a little bit short this week, so here's a dancing zebra to take us out.